So what was I doing again? No, I'm just playing. Well, haven't done this in a while. I'm going to do something tonight. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called me telling you jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with that at all. Well, I kind of was anticipating a little bit of a louder audience. So I mean, are you guys gonna disappoint me today, or
No?
Can I just get everybody to just scream real quick, just for fun? I guess that's good enough. Well, I guess one of the biggest problems that I always have coming up here, and I figured I was going to open up with this today, is that most cases I have so many small problems that it just adds up to one big one. Like one of the small problems that I have, and I fixed this as lately, I don't use long words. Because when I'm up here on the stage, I usually can't remember what the long word is, and I'll really mess that up. You know what I mean? Like if the word's like transgression, I'll probably say like transmission or something like that. Yeah. You know, you guys have seen my other performances. And the other thing is I just, you know, a lot of times I'll come up here really nervous, just like not even, you know, knowing what to talk about. And then I got to thinking, I was laying in my bed this morning and I was like, Ryan, you gotta overcome this. And I was like, how? But then they were like, think of something, and it just came to me right then. I figured out how I was gonna overcome everything. You ready for this? One of the big problems I have is speaking in front of an audience. Raise your hand if you have never met me in your entire life. Hi, my name's Ryan. So we're good now. See, we know each other. So I guess that means that I'm like talking to a bunch of people that I know, which definitely makes it easier on me, trust me. So before I begin, I have one usual reminder that I say every time before I do any stand-up. Who can tell me what that is? That's good. My usual reminder is sometimes, and on rare occasions, it hasn't happened yet since I've talked to you guys, I will laugh louder than you. In the event that that happens, just try and laugh louder than me. You guys want to practice that real quick?
Sure.
Okay, that's good, that's good. That sounded a little womanly on my part, my bad. Okay, so the other thing I got is I have notes now, so I don't forget what I'm going to say next, which I did a lot before. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this. Let's see, what do we got first? Well, now that we've covered the first subject, which is right here, by the way. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, sorry. We're going to move to the second one, and I guess what I was going to do tonight was I was going to kind of go on one subject and just do the whole thing on one, you know, like I was gonna take one topic and just go all out on it. But the problem is earlier this week I thought of a joke that I thought was really funny. Like I thought it was hilarious. Like I was knowing me, I was probably like sitting in an office or something, just started laughing for no reason. It was that funny. But the problem is I can't fit it in with the topic anywhere. So I figured what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just going to go ahead and tell the joke right off at the beginning and then go into the topic afterwards. Now, by the way, I have no way to blend this in with anything else that I'm saying, so just, you know, help me out with the laughing or something so I can figure out how I'm going to convert into it along the way. Well, I guess I'm going to start this one out by saying, I don't know if you guys have noticed, you may have not, I'm not exactly slim. I'm a hair out here. You guys can see it, right? It's visual, right? I'm just a hair out of shape, a little bit big, you know what I mean? But this, a lot of people see this as a bad thing. I really don't. Like the way I see it is, I have one advantage. I can think of this one advantage that skinny people everywhere cannot do that I can do. When I'm talking to skinny people here, scream if you're skinny. Okay, clearly a lot of you are lying, so I'm just going to factor in on this. So, what I figured out is when a skinny person goes and eats a huge dinner, like let's just say like 16-ounce, you know, steak, something like that, huge dinner, you're stuffed, and for some strange reason you hate anything involving food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you go home from the restaurant and you're like, you just had the steak dinner, and then you go home and like you see the bread on the kitchen table and you're like, I hate you. You know what I mean? Well, I have an advantage as a bigger person. I can overcome that hate. You know, when it comes to food, I'm a loving kind of guy. So I'll come home, same 16-ounce steak and everything, have the same dinner, get home, and I'll be like looking over there and looking everywhere, and I just happen to notice like the McDonald's arch on the refrigerator, and I'm like, I am so full, but McDonald's sounds really good right now. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the McDonald's arch, and one of the advantages that us bigger people have is we have, I don't know if this is scientific fact, this is what it is for me. I think I have a bigger stomach than most people. So I have storage spaces basically. So a lot of the times I'll see the thing on the refrigerator and be like, I want McDonald's, you know, yada yada, and I'll be like, Okay, I'm good. I'm hungry again. Let's go get some McDonald's. See, I could just put it off to the side. And that was that whole joke. So now, we're moving into the next one. Well, the thing is, this is what I was going to base the whole night off of, actually, was I have, gosh, how would I word it? Sometimes I'll just be sitting there, you know, it could be driving my car, it could be laying in my bed, it could be sitting in a chair, it could be standing on my head, you know, it could be running miles, which is stuff I never do. But I get into these deep thoughts, and I just start thinking about the weirdest things. And when I do that, when I get into these deep thoughts, I start thinking about how bizarre things are. You know what I mean? Like, I'll pick a normal subject, and instantly I'll just be like, that's weird. You know? I just do that all the time. So, the first thought that came to my head, and a lot of people, this would relate to a lot of you guys, I know this for a fact, is, well, I turned 24 recently. You guys, a lot of you guys know that. And a lot of people, they go up to me, like when I turned 24, people were going up to me going, hey, Ryan, happy birthday, buddy. Yeah. And it's like, after a while, you kind of start to get that thing where you're like, you almost feel like you're accomplished by turning 24, like you achieved something, like you're something above the natural aging system, you know what I mean? And after a while, people say that and all that, and throughout the year, it just kind of starts building up in me, you know? I haven't got throughout the year yet, so I'm not entirely sure, I'm just guessing. But, it builds up in you, and people are like, Ryan, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 24. I was 23 before. If I try really hard, I'll be 25 next year. Really hard. You gotta work hard for that one, but I'll get it. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's like, I guess at 24, like, I never thought I was really that old, you know? Like, at 24, you don't really, I'm not that far from my teenage years. But the thing that I've noticed lately is, and this again relates to a lot of you guys, is I've noticed that people my age are having kids. Hey Paul, how you doing?
What up?
This, by the way, is not necessarily, it's not a bad thing or anything like that. It's just weird to me, you know what I mean? Like, I could specifically remember, like, my 13th birthday, you know what I mean? Like, sitting there playing, like, regular Nintendo and Mario Brothers and eating a lot of pizza and trying to stay up late but falling asleep at, like, 10. You know what I mean? I remember that. And nowadays, it's like, I'll see somebody that I knew from high school or whatever, and they'll be walking around with a baby, and I'll be like, oh, is that your niece? Is that your cousin? No? Oh, it's yours? No way. So you see, the thing is, it's like, you come across all these people that are like my age and having kids, and for me this is unusual, but that's not the only thing that's unusual about being 24 years old. The other thing I'll tell you, who knows what Nick at Night is?